Hey guys, how's it going? How y'all doing today? My name is Jared and thank y'all for coming here on another adventure at Turkey Ridge. I hope you guys are having a good day. We're having a pretty decent day. I'm here at another field right here. I just drove up past it. The shooting house is right there and I got the field over here behind me. This field is called the Tripod. There used to be a tripod stand right here where the shooting house is when my grandpa first bought the property. But then we decided that it was such a good spot that it needed a better shooting house. So we wound up building a shooting house here. We still call it the Tripod, even though the tripod is no longer there. But I wanted to show y'all an update on this field. So this field is planted same time as everything else. But as y'all remember, we planted 3 different varieties of seeds. The first one was a high diversity blend that was on my grandpa's field and on the power line. And y'all could see that it worked in some areas and it didn't really work in my other areas. My grandpa's field didn't really work all that great. On the power line, it worked a little bit. The second blend that we made was a soil builder that we put on a lot of those really wet fields that we had. It was another kind of variety. It was designed to penetrate into the ground more with the roots, with the root structure of the plants to help the fields drain better whenever it rained. This third variety right here is it's called a browse release. So it was a partly soil builder, but partly really good against browse pressure. This blend had a lot more varieties in it that deer like to eat, that they find palatable for them to eat. So let me spin y'all around and let me show y'all. It might be hard for y'all to see, but if I come a little bit further down, maybe if y'all look, you could, like I said, I really don't know how good it shows up on camera. I'm looking at a 2-inch screen here, but I could see the planted rows from the planter of what we planted. Let me come up a little bit further here. So I wouldn't say this field's doing fantastic. Maybe what I needed to do was plant the seeds at a higher rate, more pounds per acre. But let me zoom in right here. As you can see, this is a little row right here. You can see they got a plant, you know, all in a row right here. And if you keep looking further down, they keep going. The rows, they keep going. So there are plants that are growing. There are plants that have germinated. I don't really see too much of a difference in between the shade and the sun, even though this field does get a lot of shade. But I'm gonna come walk a little bit further down the field right here, see if I can show y'all a little bit more. But it's really not that impressive. I can bring y'all down about right here. Let me see if y'all can see this a little bit better now that we're in the shade. See, this is a row right here of plants. I'd say this stuff right here is about 8 inches tall. This stuff's growing. Don't get me wrong, stuff is growing. It's not as thick as I thought it would be. It doesn't look as impressive as I thought it would be. I don't know if it's because I didn't plant at the right rate. I don't know if it's because of the water. I mean, I'm pretty positive it has to do a little bit to do with the water. We still do need a lot of rain. In fact, I don't know if y'all seen the last episode or not, but I decided to replant, let's see, 6 of our fields previously that did not do good at all. I replanted them again. So hopefully, though, with this blend that's on this field right here, that actually did come up, and I could look down and I could see the rows. So these plants are growing. How well they'll grow, I have no clue. If the deer find them and wipe them out clean, because like I said, a lot of the stuff that's in this blend is very palatable to deer. They will eat it. So, and especially on these small food plots, these small fields right here, as soon as they find them, they're gonna eat it and wipe it out. So yeah, it's not looking the best, but we have a couple other fields that look like this. I'm gonna show y'all those too. Hey guys, I am back. I am coming to pick up a trail camera that we have out right here. I put this trail camera here probably around Christmas last year, and it's been out here ever since. And we are now at the end of May. So it's been out here for 5 months or so. You got bugs everywhere. Sorry if I'm moving y'all around a little bit. I'm assuming this camera's still on. Maybe I should turn it off before I go crazy with it. Let me see. 184 videos on that. Look at that. And the battery's still good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it off. And this camera was on this scrape right here. You see this branch that's hanging down? There was a scrape right here. I don't know exactly how active the deer are right now on scrapes. But during the rut, which is right around Christmas for us, they were hitting it pretty hard. So the end of December, they were pretty active there, and we got a lot of nice bucks here on this scrape. I could probably show y'all a few videos of that. And so while y'all are looking at a couple of those videos of that scrape right there, I'm gonna walk over to the field that we're right next to here. This field we call the Rat. Let me go ahead and show y'all the shooting house once I get out into the field here. This field we call the Rat, and this is the field right here. It's called the Rat because the first time when my grandpa first bought the property, there was a shooting house here. It was sitting on the ground, and they had some rats living in it, and there was a lot of rat poo just on the floor of the stand. It was kind of gross. So we definitely needed an upgrade. We do have an upgrade now. Nice, big, beautiful shooting house that we got now. But this is another field that we planted, and as you can tell, again, story is that it ain't so hot. I mean, it is hot, don't get me wrong. We're at the end of May, and it is hot, but the field looks terrible. Field looks absolutely terrible. You can see a couple rows of stuff growing, but a lot of this stuff is wild stuff. A lot of this stuff, like right here, that's just wild. That's not planted in a row. This is something we planted. This is something we planted. But the stuff that we planted either germinated and died because there was no water, or it was too hot, or maybe the sun is just baking them to death. I have no clue. But I just want to show y'all again another field that we have. Like I said, we planted about a little over 20 fields, and some look better than others. As you can tell, I know I keep spinning y'all around a lot. I'm sorry about that, but the feeder used to be right there in that hole, and that used to pool water right here. And you could tell that where there was water, stuff is actually growing. Not everything, it doesn't look pretty, it's not very thick, but stuff is actually growing right there. So we need rain, we need water, we need moisture really bad. It's probably some of the driest conditions I've seen for this time of year, at least. I've seen some pretty dry conditions over here already, but normally this time of year there is a little bit of rain. But let's go see another field. Hey guys, and I'm back here at another field. I'm at this field we call the Island. We have a little island of trees right there that we can kind of go around. We actually used to plant around that small little island of trees, so we just call this field the Island. This field is on a ridge top. It's on top of a hill. It goes down on that side, and it goes down on that side. And then actually this is the most northern part of my grandpa's property right here. The neighbors are just right there. And I wanted to show y'all this field. This is a very interesting field. As you can tell, some of it looks terrible. Looks like nothing really grew, but if you look on this end, look, I actually see green. That's awesome. Let's go check this out. Okay, so I'm a little excited because this is the best that I've seen so far. As you can tell, they got shade on this side of the field, and I don't know if that had a factor into what was going on, but this was what I was hoping all the rest of our fields were gonna look like. You can see the rows that were planted. It looks good. Everything is about a foot tall, maybe even higher than that. And like I said, this is exactly what I was hoping the rest of our fields would look like. It still is a little sparse. It's not as thick as I would have wanted it to be, but it's actually growing in some areas right here. And this field, because it's on this ridge top and because it is hot all the time, I didn't expect anything to grow here. I really didn't expect anything to grow here. With how crappy all the rest of the fields looked, how bad they looked, I didn't expect to see anything here. But this doesn't look, don't get me wrong, we're not winning any awards with this field, but stuff is actually growing here. There is more growing on this little field than some of them other big fields. Way more. I see green. I mean, look, you could even like it's green. It looks green. I'm a little excited here. I'm pretty positive. Let's see. Stuff with these white flowers, I'm pretty positive that this is buckwheat. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. I don't know what some of this stuff is, but I think this is buckwheat. Excuse me. These look like peas or soybeans. These are probably peas with the pointed leaves. Those are probably peas, and these rounder leaves, these are probably the soybeans right here. So this is a little bit exciting. There should be some sorghum. I'm assuming that's what this stuff is, some sorghum or milo that's growing in here. You can see these stalks right here. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. Like I said, I wasn't expecting this on this field, but hey, this little what, like 20 by 20 area, and that little like what 10 by 15 area is the best that I've seen on this property so far. It really is. And it ain't nothing to brag about, but something grew. Something actually grew. So, and look right here. You see how like this row, you can see this row clearly right here. Okay? And look at how like thick the stalks are, how often each plant was planted, and how tall every single plant is. Right? You can see this clearly right here. Like I said, this is how I thought everything else would have grown. This is how I thought all the other fields would have been. But sadly and unfortunately, it's just not the case. So I think I have one or two more that I haven't seen yet, that I want to go look at and see, and I'm gonna bring y'all along for. So let me show y'all those two. Hi guys, we are back at another little hidey hole field that we got. This is kind of a small field. As you can see, this is the pine trees right here, part of the pine plantation. And then on this side, this is hardwoods. There's a creek that runs through right here. The same little creek that bridge goes over. And we actually have another bridge right here that has a tree on top of it. Yeah. So that's gonna be a project to deal with later. I don't have a chainsaw on me, and that's kind of a big tree for me to be moving by myself. But like I said, this is another little hidey hole food plot. It doesn't look that great, but you can kind of see a little bit of what is planted in some of the rows. In fact, I think you can see it better if I come all the way down here. You can kind of see the rows that the planter made a little bit better. But this is just another field, another little update. Do you see what we got planted right here? Some of it's growing. It's looking okay in some spots, but overall, you already know, I've said it already. So next field, let's go to one more field to show y'all. Hey guys, welcome back. This is the last field that I thought it was worth mentioning, showing y'all. I'm right in front of the shooting house right here, and we call this field the Moose, because one day somebody's gonna kill a moose out of this field. But anyway, let me go ahead and spin y'all around and show y'all. You can tell, like I said, in other fields that we went to, you can see the lines that the planter went. This field is actually growing pretty decent. We are in a full kind of canopy of pine trees here. This does get a lot of shade. A lot of the ground is covered in pine needles, and it's really, really sandy soil. So not much really grows here to begin with anyway, but these trees do keep a lot of the moisture here. So that's a good thing, because we didn't have moisture everywhere else. As So you can see that down this lane right here, stuff grew all over in right here. You can see a little bit of stuff growth, but it's not very thick. They're not very tall. Like I said, these things, everything was planted almost a month ago, and for it to be planted that long ago, I expected for everything to do a little bit better than what it's doing. But I mean, it is what it is. We got with what the conditions were for when we planted, I guess. So anyway, guys, this will about wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My name is Jared. Thank you guys for coming on another adventure here at Turkey Ridge. Sorry if this was kind of a long video. I don't really know how long it is, but I know I talked to a lot, pretty much the same thing over and over again about all the different fields. And I hope you guys stay tuned for upcoming videos, upcoming projects we got going on, and we'll keep y'all updated throughout the summer on how these food plots work. So, yep, stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Later.